We're here, yeah.
Hey, you got us?
There we go. All right.
No, just have to read our lips.
Yeah, just forget about the technical difficulties. Just like last week, we have 5 minutes of technical difficulties before we start the actual podcast. Howdy there, true believers. Welcome back to New World Nerds. This is the New World Nation, where we rewatch and review one Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. And look, dude, that was so much better than the other one. I ruined it by acknowledging it, but that one was a lot better.
Good job.
I have a different co-host every week until I run out of friends, and that day has come. Make some noise.
Yo, what's up? It's your New World Gamer coming at you. We're going to be reviewing Thor The Dark World today.
Arguably
your boy is over here reviewing movies.
Yeah, your boy, he plays games, he reviews movies, all that good stuff. Before we jump... Shut up. Why do you always talk when I talk? Anyways, I thought you were going to interrupt me there. So before we jump in, let's jump into some Marvel news. I don't know if you heard about this, but they're making I don't know if it's going to be in the MCU, probably not, but they're making 4 different animated series for Hulu. They're going to, most notably, Howard the Duck.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Kevin Smith is going to be a writer on Howard the Duck.
Oh, dude, that's going to be awesome. I never saw the movie, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it and how good it is. And then seeing it come out, the little cameos from Guardians of the Galaxy just made me want to watch it more.
Hey, we got Maxine Torres in the house.
Hey, my mom. Hey, Mom.
Hey, we got Nerd Crew. We got Gump. Gump, how are you doing? Okay, thank you so much for spewing those comments while we were having technical difficulties. We very much appreciate it. Hey, how do you like my belt back there, Andy? All right, but I think that's going to be really cool. I think it was Tigra, Hit Monkey, the Howard the Duck, MODOK. They're all going to get something. They're all going to get a show, and then they're going to culminate in Marvel's The Offenders.
Offenders?
Yeah. That's what they call them. And then I was just on Nerd Crew's podcast, and they were saying that the unaired Deadpool animated show could end up being in there. So I was like, imagine Deadpool with Howard the Duck and this weird, crazy team up. That'd be pretty funny.
It's gonna be a whole bunch of millennials. I'm offended.
That's all it is. I am offended by this.
I am an offender.
I'm offended by these duck boobies. That's for sure. Andy, that's not your belt, it's my belt. Now I'm getting it down. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Look what you did.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Isn't this a podcast about Thor The Dark World, not you and your little wrestling belt over there?
Shut up. It's whatever I want it to be. My podcast, my problem. So, what do you think about that crazy animated series with Kevin Smith as the writer?
You're talking to me?
Yeah, you.
I don't know. I'm excited to see it. Any movie that he really makes.
Cool. Sure.
I don't know. We'll see. I like all the Flash episodes that he makes too. So.
There you go.
He's gonna be there for the whole thing, or is it just bits and parts he's gonna be?
I don't know. He's just gonna be the writer, so I don't really know what that entails. It's very new. They just announced this yesterday. We're all just speculating. It's fun.
Just so people will get into it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun. Fine.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into Thor: The Dark World. So remember when they're like, "Oh, the ether. What are we gonna do with the ether?" To open it up with bore or whatever. And they're like, "What do we do with it?" It's let's bury it. Why is that always the reaction?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I felt like that too. My thing would be always throw it in lava for some reason. That's my guess.
That's literally what in my notes. So when he's just "Oh, what are we gonna do with it?" And then I thought of Justice League. It's "Oh, we're the Amazon. Let's put it in a big room. Oh, we're the Atlanteans. Let's put it in another big underwater room. Hey, we're men. Let's bury it 10 feet deep. That'll do it. That'll take care of it. No one will ever find it." And
out of sight, out of mind, right?
And then this one, they're bury it on their own world. That's stupid. Why are you burying it on the Dark World's place?
You gotta hide it in plain sight, Nico. Come on.
Throw it in your trophy room. You barely got the Tesseract. What are you talking about? Throw it in there. You idiot.
That'd be idiotic to have 2 stones in one place.
Well, they didn't have the Tesseract there until recently. They're dumb.
Yeah, but
That's all. They're a bunch of dummies. And so I was like, why is that the idea? Throw that bitch into lava / the sun is what my notes say.
That's literally my always go-to.
Yeah.
Throw it in lava. You can't beat that guy. Throw it in lava.
Hey, your mom said she loved Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck movie was scary, dude. Duck tits. That's my belt. I'm so offended. What's up, fam? Hey, what's up, Purple Gang? Look, I got a belt. It's purple. We're practically twins. It's the
Purple Gang.
It's the best entertainment, Gump. Writers are the most important part to a TV series, so yes, it's all gonna be good. All right, thank you guys. Yeah. Okay, so both. Oh, so what do you know in the first Thor where Odin's like, you guys were both born to be king, but only one of you guys is gonna be king. Don't hate each other. So in this one,
like one of them. The what?
No, go.
No, you just always want to talk when I want to talk.
I'm so sorry.
No, I don't want to talk no more.
Okay.
No,
You fuck!
Alright, go.
Okay, so he says that he's just like, oh, you guys are both born to be king. And this one, he's mad at Loki. He's like, your right was to die, ya bish. I was like, which one is it, Odin? You're kind of a fuck right now. You're being a fuck.
He just wanted him to have like a little standard up there. He's like, yeah, you're destined for great. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah. You're definitely not going to turn blue whenever I tell you that you're a frost giant.
Yeah, it's like the favorite child. Like, you have to say these things to both your children. Like, oh, yeah, you both are going to be great. But then, not really. I want that one more than the other.
Maxine, can we get a fact check on who the favorite child is? All right. We'll look forward to that in the chat. Oh, she's still here. She's going to let us know which one of them is the favorite. Just know that none of the other three will ever see this. So it should be pretty easy. If Loki would have just chilled out and not gone all murder crazy on Earth, he would have been king. Because Thor never wanted to be king.
I found that weird though. Also, he was like complaining about how they're mistreating him. I was like, you literally went to another planet and tried to conquer it with some other like alien ass things. I was like, why are you so upset that they're putting you in a jail? Or something?
What?
Like, came to see me.
Come on.
Like, he was fighting Thor, like, he was trying to kill them because they were saving the Earth. And he was like, now you come and see me? Well, yeah, bitch, you're trying to kill me on Earth.
Yeah. What did I do? I don't understand.
Yeah, I thought that was so weird. I was like, why is he complaining? He knows he did bad.
Yeah.
I guess he just wanted to be a king.
Maxine said no comment, so that means it's Jenna. Yes, Odin is kind of an ass. Fact check said both of them were. Fact check said both of them were mistakes. Thank you, Gump, for chiming in. His entrance in this one was like Infinity War, where like you see the I want to call it a boom tube, but it's not. It's Bifrost or whatever portal thing. Rainbow Bridge.
Beat me up, Scotty.
Yeah, and you see the hammer first, and then you see him. It's kind of like in Infinity War.
Oh yeah, when he goes to that planet to like get the 9 realms because the Bifrost had been destroyed and everything was going to chaos.
Yeah, I told Gabby, I was like, oh dude, it's Korg's cousin, and then she's like, what are you?
That's what I thought too.
And she was like, what are you talking about? That's the stepdad that only came to his thing because he didn't print off enough pamphlets.
He hated it.
Yeah, that's the one he hated. So that's why him and Thor are such good friends, because he killed his stepdad.
I was wondering. I was like, is they related, or is it just like another freaking rock monster?
They're not all. They don't all know each other. You're racist.
And what did they call? I'm going notes. I just put, Thor and pals were kicking some ass.
The Warriors, Lady Sif and the Warriors 3.
I just call them Thor and Pals. I like mine better. Thor and Pals.
Thor and Pals. It's kind of like Coon and Friends. I like it a lot. There's a nice ring to it. LOL at Gump's videos. She said your mom's laughing at it because she's agreeing that you're a mistake. Got him.
That I'm a mistake?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Got him.
I'm the best mistake ever made.
Oh, take that. Take that. It's good. It's good stuff. I was thinking there's not really any real growth in this movie, I feel like. He didn't want to be king in the beginning, and then he still didn't want to be king at the end. Like...
Wait, who's Thor?
Yeah.
I feel like, just in this movie, because I feel like he grew from the first movie.
Yeah, definitely. I think he definitely grew from the first. Like at the end of the first movie, he's had character growth. I feel like in this one, he's just kind of the same dude the whole time.
Yeah, because like even Loki says he's like, well, you don't want to just punch your way out of here. You're actually like planning something.
Yeah, okay, that is. I guess you're right there. He did start like planning stuff. He's a little more conniving. Thought of more things through.
About it, instead of just going like, oh, let me go with my fucking big ass muscles and hammer that can never get destroyed.
It usually works. All right, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What was I gonna say? Oh, but you know how a lot of people like to shit on this movie, including myself a little bit. But when I saw this movie, like I was like, good. Like this was serviceable. This is exactly what I thought this movie would be. It had some action. It was kind of funny. But like looking back at it, like just seeing what else they've put out, like this is kind of like lower tier, like MCU. Just because the other ones I feel like are really good. And
yeah, when I was watching this movie, it felt super long. And I actually like went on IMDb and checked it. But this was actually like the shortest Thor movie that they released. I was like, what the heck? This feels like long. I don't know if it was just because I was watching it at night or something. I was like, it just felt super long.
Yeah, I totally understand that. There was one thing. Oh, what was I going to say? I totally lost my train of thought. But I think of this not much as like a movie. Like I think of it's like an okay episode of a TV show you really like. You know what I mean? Like when you think about it, like the MCU is just really long episodes in this big TV series, and so this was also directed by Alan Taylor, who directed like a lot of episodes in season 2 of Game of Thrones. So like that was also like probably like the most meh season of Game of Thrones. So like I didn't notice that until I thought about it. But like I was hyped because I was like, oh dude, I like Game of Thrones. It's gonna be great. Thor, Game of Thrones, it should be lovely. But I think it's the writing that does the good stuff on Game of Thrones, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it's an okay episode in a TV show that I really like. So I think they built up enough goodwill with me where I'm like, that's fine. I saw Avengers a few months ago. That shit was dope.
Yeah, a little cool down. You know, that was such like a hype thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad movie. I'm not saying I hate it and I won't ever watch it. But it's definitely one of the lower ones.
Yeah, for sure. We got Texas Elite in the chat. That's pretty cool. What's up?
Elite.
I
was gonna say that.
Eliters take dubs. All that stuff. Thor and Friends, the show Friends. So what's been stated was that I'm funny and Justin interrupts Nico a lot. Thor 3 is the shortest you bought. Shut up, Gump. Stop talking smack.
Thor 3.
Yeah. There is no Thor 3. There's Thor Ragnarok. I'm just kidding. Got it.
I saw that. It said it was 2 hours and 10 minutes. Well, I didn't IMDb'd it. I don't know if that's actual stuff.
It's alright.
The Thor 3 was the longest one.
Thor Ragnarok definitely felt like the shortest because it was the best one. Boom. Okay, so in my notes it says Korgs, and it has crossed out cousin, and it says stepdad. So the dude who's playing Shazam, Zachary Levi, is this Robin Hood dude from the Warriors 3. I was like, hey, that guy's gonna be a real superhero soon.
Shazam?
Yeah, the guy who's playing Shazam, he played the Robin Hood looking Warriors 3 dude.
Is that the one who like went on the rope at the end with the ship and all that?
Yeah.
Dude, that guy looks freaking super skinny back then, and he's like super buff now.
Yeah, dude. And people are like, "Oh, he's not fit enough to be Shazam." I was like, he put in that work. That's not padding in that suit. That's him, dog.
That guy's fucking buff.
Yeah.
Again, taking that super serum.
Taking that magic electricity lightning right to the chest. And then just says, my notes say Odin is kind of a fuck. Doesn't have any explanation on here. Don't know what I was thinking. Oh, it says
because he just wanted to keep Jane Foster, just fucking have her there.
Yeah, and it says in quotes, humans are fleeting. I was like, hey, fuck you, guy. Like, yeah, we're not gonna be alive that long, but like, doesn't mean we're just shit, you know. He's like,
But this brings up a good question. All right, who would you choose? I put this down. Either Jane Foster or Lady Sif.
Let's all be realistic here.
My pick would be Lady Sif.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like I love Natalie Portman because she was in the prequels, and I definitely had a crush on her when I watched that. But watching this, I'm like, come on, Thor. Like, yeah, Natalie Portman's banging and all, but Lady Sif, she's much more your speed.
Yeah, she's like out there kicking ass, fucking drinking beer with him at the end.
Yeah!
It's like, damn.
She's a fucking bro, dude.
Jane who?
But I think that I think they could still probably do that if they continue, if Thor ever has another movie, because the first Thor comic I've ever read he was with Lady Sif. So I was just like, is that happening or what?
She's not dead though, right?
No, no, I don't think so. She's still out there somewhere. She didn't die in Ragnarok. She was like banished or whatever.
So only the Asian one died?
No, the other two died too, nonchalantly.
Oh, yeah.
Right when she came through the Bifrost, they're like, "Hey, you're not Thor." Oh God. Yeah. Right. So that was kind of crazy. Okay. Hashtag bang Sif, not Jane. Thanks, Gump. Always great compass there. But. Yeah, and now that she's out of the picture, you just totally go, Lady Sif. Jane is alive, okay? Who cares if Jane's alive?
It was a mutual breakup.
it was a mutual dumping. Okay, Asgard. Okay, Asgard doesn't seem that big to me. Like, it seems like it's just that, like, city and that's it. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's not really a realm then.
Getting under attack. It's never safe.
Why would you ever want to live there? Just because they got a bunch of gold? That's not your gold, you bish.
I feel like it's always getting under attack. I was like, this city is never safe. It's always getting attacked by somebody or something.
What is this? What is this, bloody Gotham? It's never safe here. I just saved this thing. I just want you to stay saved.
But there's one thing about Loki that not weirded me out, but I was like, well, what do you think was going to happen? When he's in the prison, and he was telling the guys, like, oh, you might want to go left.
Yeah.
Destroy the shield. And then they killed the mom, and he's like, what?
He's like,
my mom? What?
Well, it was Thor's fault again.
I was like, what do you think was gonna happen? These guys were like just in battle with you. What do you think they were just gonna do? Just like have a tea with them up there?
Yeah. Okay, that breaks. So the big old dark elf kills what's her face? What's her name?
Frida.
That's it. Frida Kahlo, the painter. But like she takes down Malekith. She disarms him, and she's about to kill him. Like Malekith fucking blows.
I don't think throughout this whole movie he ever like does anything cool other than his little ether thing.
I don't think so. And like Thanos can do a bunch of cool stuff with that reality stone, and he doesn't do shit. He's like, I'm gonna make a blood tornado. That'll be cool. And the convergence. Right, guys? What do you guys think? I'm gonna stab you and put a little rock. Oh look, Jackie sent me a Snapchat. But it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, I'm just gonna stab you and put a little rock in you. It's gonna make you explode.
Yes. Oh, that's a thing. I don't know what the hell that. What was it? The cursed stones that they have. Those dark elves. I was like, what the hell is that?
They don't really explain them. They're just like steroids, I guess. And it's just like, hey. And speaking of, I think Wakanda seems like more of like a more fleshed out city than Asgard is, or whatever. And that's supposed to be like a whole realm. Hey, and guess what? Wakanda always leaves their shield up. You freaking idiot.
Yeah. Like, I guess it's out there protected all the time. Who actually is going to go and attack Asgard?
Look, I understand if you don't want to waste... If you got to pay that electric bill and all that stuff. Like, I understand why you'd keep it off. But if you're going to turn it on... You leave it off and then turn it on whenever. Make it go by a little faster. I think Gump said something. He said it takes 20 years to put up a shield. Most advanced society, my dick.
Yeah, I think it was going up super slow. And even then, they just had to do, like, punch one little thing. And yeah, that's all they had to do to destroy it.
Yeah, good job. You did it. You punched it. Even though half of us are stronger, like pretty strong anyways, like if you just punch it, it's an off switch.
Yeah, I was like, what? There's nothing like protecting it. There's no fail-safe just in case something happens.
And I think that all these like Phase 2 movies are all like, oh, hey guys, remember Avengers 1? That was crazy. All right, let's go do this. Because they're like, everyone's always like, Iron Man 3 is a huge plot point. Like, how'd you get out of the wormhole? I'm Tony Stark, I have PTSD. And this one is just like Eric Selvig, like, oh, I'm all crazy because that time your brother. And then everything with Loki, like, and it's like, hey, I saw you in New York. It's like, we get it. We saw Avengers, great. And then I just hate how in Age of Ultron, they're like, when it opens up and they're taking down a facility, they're like, we've all been together this whole time, the past 3 years. Bitch,
like,
no, you weren't.
You.
I was waiting for you guys to show up.
Yeah.
Remember, where were you guys in London? Tony, why didn't you stop the helicarriers with Cap? You could fly there in a second. Hulk, you're just gonna take all these days off? You think?
Just chill, bro. You can't control it yet. Come on.
Bullshit, he can't control it. That's his secret. He's always angry. I saw him. I'm putting this down.
But yeah, that's what I thought was weird too. I was like, another alien attack and no other Avengers gonna come and help him.
Yeah.
Like
those aren't aliens. Those are dark elves.
But you know what I thought was super funny about that part? It's like with the guy, they're like, I think it was Jane. She's like, oh, get away from the windows.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, dude, Thor's doing his fucking...
He's waving his hammer around and everything. That's awesome. I thought that was pretty dope.
Dude, I was like, I'm just gonna watch this guy.
Dude, I gotta put this on my snap. What are you talking about?
Yeah. He already defeated an alien race. He can do it again.
Yeah. And I want to say that Malekith, he wore blackface when he was in London. Once he got the ether, his face went full blackface. That's not okay, Malekith. He's like, oh, he was born... He was born in a different millennia. I don't care. But yeah, I hate how they're like, oh, a crazy thing happened in New York. Let's all deal with it separately. Like, I understand, whatever. You can't make whatever. I thought that intern was going to be somebody. I don't know why. Don't really.
The intern?
Yeah. I don't know why.
You know who, like... he was all fine. He was fine, but I really didn't like Darcy in this movie.
Really?
I don't know why.
Yeah, I guess she kind of gets
annoying.
annoying.
He just annoyed me a little bit. I don't know why I didn't like it. I was like, oh, I don't like you.
Yeah.
Just get out of here.
So, when I was watching this, I was like, I feel like they already wrote a script and they're like, hey, make that thing an Infinity Stone. Like, why?
Yeah.
Well, because we're doing a thing. Like, we kind of need to start making more of them. Like, we'll say the Mind Stone was in the scepter, even though we kind of hinted that it was the same thing as the Tesseract. But we'll make this one too.
Don't worry about it.
Don't even worry your pretty little heart about it.
Yeah,
it's just like, but why is it the Reality Stone? I don't know. Fucking make it red and make it gooey. I don't know.
But why?
When we were watching the part where Jane like touches the ether, Gabby was like, "Oh, she's Venom now."
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, the whole thing. I was like, also, how is she touching that without dying?
Because it was in a goo.
Oh, okay.
You can't touch it when it's a Tesseract. You can kind of touch it sometimes, depending on if it's hot or not. If it's hot, you gotta drop it. Ooh, or maybe put it in a suitcase. Oh, that's a hot one. It's kind of like that. Oh, and I was no go.
I was gonna say, and that guy Malekith, was he not able to use like the full power of it? Like, how was he hitting Thor with that stuff, but then just like doing like a scratch on his cheek?
I don't know any of it.
I don't understand.
I don't think anybody does.
I don't understand.
I don't think anybody thought about it. And it's just like, you're dumb. Thanos has like a bunch of other stones to worry about, and he still does cooler shit with the Reality Stone. He turns someone into like silly string. Remember that?
Turn the gun into bubbles, or the bullet
turn bullets into bubbles. Why didn't you do any of that? Why don't you turn Mjolnir into butterflies, you idiot?
Like a freaking Hot Wheels track appear somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, Green Lantern. I had a question. Can people go to Asgard? Is that like off limits if you're from a different realm? Like, because he's just like, get the damn human out of here.
Get that garbage out of here. I don't know, yeah. He seemed like very offended by her being there.
Yeah.
Which is pretty weird.
He's pretty racist, I think. Only Asgardians and until the last Asgardian drop of blood. I'll kill them all. That guy was nuts.
Ruthless king. He's like, fuck, I don't care about my people. Just fucking go die.
Maybe Loki would be a better king, because you're kind of a dick. Yeah, so it's just like, I don't know, so all the other realms except for Midgard can visit Asgard? You're basic. You're devastated. Hey, that dude who played the big dark elf, he was Killer Croc in Suicide Squad.
The final one? The one that just got black holed and all that?
Yeah.
The main one?
Yeah.
He was Killer Croc?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
So many people are coming from this? You can Shazam and not Killer Croc?
Oh yeah, they're all good. They're all like, this movie sucks, we're going to DC. Asgard is for superior races only, pretty races, if I do say so myself. This should be banned. Yeah.
And what should be banned?
I guess Asgard?
Yeah, it is banned.
Can I have my shoe back? Oh, the Excelsior moment of this movie. Heyo, Stan Lee cameo. He's in the old folks' home.
Yeah, wasn't it like a crazy person? So I don't even understand, how did Eric, that guy, become so crazy? It's just because
Loki was in his head, baby boy.
But it was because he was in it for... How long was Loki in his head for?
A few days.
Like a while?
Couple days.
Just a couple days?
I think so.
Because, like, how is Hawkeye able to just, like, snap out of it? Because he's Hawkeye?
Because Black Widow punched him real hard.
Oh, so that's all? You just go fucking punch Eric, like, whatever the fuck in his head, and he'll be fine?
Yeah.
So whenever, like, it's crazy, just go and punch him in the head?
Yeah. I thought that's how we fixed crazy a long time ago.
Alright, I was not aware. Right.
Yeah.
Next time I see you, remind me.
No, I'm not gonna. No, and then he's totally fine in Age of Ultron. I think it's because he realizes, I'm not crazy, the world's crazier than me, and throws away all of his medicine. Don't do that. Take your medicine, kids. Don't throw it away.
I saw that. I was like, are you sure you don't need that? I was like, it's not important to you.
The Captain America cameo I thought was pretty dope. Pretty funny.
Yeah, I saw that they made Loki do an imitation of him, and they just Captain America just recreated that.
Yeah.
Whatever Tom Hiddleston did, I guess.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty great.
Yeah.
I think the whole movie's pretty gray. There's a lot of gray. It's not very... But, like, it's crazy because the contrast from this movie to Thor Ragnarok is crazy. There's just so much color in Thor Ragnarok, and this one, it's, like, super dark and gray.
Yeah, it was a big... Well, obviously the Dark Elves. They want to turn the world dark. Come on, you can. It's in the name, The Dark World.
Yeah, I should have known. This world's so dark. I can't even...
But you know what I don't get? Like, with the convergence things, is how did the ancient people know, like, a map, where to go? Like, how would they know where that led to? Like, the buildings, like, oh, they did the little lines to connect all the maps, little points. Yeah. Like, oh, they all lead to here in London.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Definitely.
Like, how would the Egyptians have known that? Like, it's, I don't know.
Great.
They're like, oh, we got a map somehow. I was like, what? From where?
Aliens.
You like the Discovery guy?
Yeah.
Aliens.
Yep. Stonehenge. Aliens. Pyramids. Aliens. Everybody knows. So at Comic-Con, like the only part they showed, like their like footage, it was just when Loki like is about to cut like Thor's hand off, and then it cut out like before he chopped his hand off. And I was like, dude, that'd be a crazy like piece of footage to see. But
and then I have nothing else after that.
And then the context was trash. Oh yeah, I brought this out.
What?
I brought this out. Hey, I have an extra Thor The Dark World DVD or Blu-ray. I was going to give it away, but there's not enough people here to give it away, so that's fine. And I don't think anybody wants this movie, so...
You're just gonna have 2 copies?
I'm just going to have 2 copies. Like, comment, subscribe if you want this.
Look at the lightning, though. Ooh, it's so shiny.
Look at the lightning. Ooh, pretty good. Yeah, you have to pay for shipping. You have to pay for the postage. I'm not gonna do it.
You know, just go buy your own copy.
But this is a Blu-ray, and it has a digital copy. I have 4 copies of Thor: The Dark World. All right, who wants a digital copy? Who wants a physical copy?
Everybody, you get Thor: The Dark World. You get Thor:
The best movie. You get it. Everybody can get it. Okay. I think the in-between parts are pretty meh. I think that the stuff that makes Thor Ragnarok great is the part that the story parts are also funny. In this, it's like either we're doing a funny scene or we're doing a story scene. Like humor or exposition. Which one do you want? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that just...
I feel that.
and my last... It says, Malekith sucks. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, he literally didn't really do anything other than just get the fucking ether in him and then just have like a whole bunch of fucking tentacle things coming out of him. Other than that, he literally just got beat up the whole time.
And this was though, despite all of its faults, was the first time we got confirmation that any of these were Infinity Stones.
Oh, that's the first time they said Infinity Stone?
Yep. That was and Gum said, I'm good. Well, hey, you know, I didn't think anybody wanted it, so I wasn't gonna show it off. So yeah, I think for sure that this was the first time we got Infinity Stones, and it's like, oh, it's not safe. We got in the post-credits scene with the Collector. Probably the best part of this movie was the bit with the Collector.
The ending of this movie kind of like got me, I don't know, hyped or just like, oh, what's gonna happen? Because you see Thor in the throne, and he's like, oh, thank you, brother, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit, he's gonna fuck shit up. But then you come to see in Thor Ragnarok, he literally just made like a little paradise for himself. I thought he was gonna go a lot crazier.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna rage war on something, and nope,
he's just a shit king.
Yeah, he's just chilling. He's so fucking great, watching him play with himself.
So, like, when this movie came out, when I saw the end bit, I was like, well, we're not going to see that till forever. Because, like, we knew, like, the rest of the Phase 2 slate. And I was like, and then they got to do others. Like, who knows when we're going to see this? Like, because this came out in 2013. And then we knew all the way up to 2015. So I was like, I'm not going to see this in at least 3 years. It ended up being 4 years.
True.
And
that was...
It was nuts. The way I originally, when they first said like Thor Ragnarok was going to be the third one, the way I wanted that one to end, like I wanted Loki to still be king of Asgard, and I wanted him, like Thanos, to like lay waste and be like, all right, it's time to pay up. You're supposed to give me the Tesseract. Give me the Tesseract. Like, that's what I kind of wanted it to be. Like, I wanted the whole movie to just be like derailed. Like they were doing something this whole time, and then third act, Thanos' ship just comes through, and he's like, all right, well, it's that time. It's time. I need my stone. All right.
He's a loan shark.
Yeah.
Just coming to pay with my money.
Thanos is coming to collect. And then
so you wanted that at the end of Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah, and then the tone they went was obviously a lot lighter and stuff like that, and I thought that was a good movie too. And at the time when I watched Thor Ragnarok, I was like, yeah, it's kind of a little too light for me. Like I wanted there to be a little more like craziness, a little more dark tones. But I think we got enough of that in Infinity War. So where now when I watch Thor Ragnarok, I was like, this is perfect. Like this is great.
But you needed like a little.
Yeah, we needed that before we got friggin' everybody getting snapped out. Spoiler alert.
And it just. How dare you, Nico?
I dare.
People.
I'll do it.
You know what I think they need? Another copy of Thor the Dark World.
Don't get spoiled. Don't succumb to spoilers for Thor the Dark World. We got it. Hit us up on Twitter. I'll send you a picture of the digital code. Coming at ya. Yeah. What else do we have to say about Thor the Dark World? Worst MCU movie, question mark?
I wouldn't say the worst one.
What's the worst one?
Like, I don't know, I have to remember all of them. No, that's not a good thing.
Iron Man 2?
The first one that comes to mind is probably Iron Man 3.
Yeah. See, we talked about that one last week, and it was I don't want to talk about it.
You gotta keep it too heavy over there. You okay with the belt?
Oh yeah, just ooh, my belt.
Feels like you're having a hard time, alright?
No, it's just there's just so much on my shoulders right now being a champion, and I gotta defend it on Sunday with more predictions. Tune in on Thursday's New World Wrestling podcast. Anyways,
are you guys gonna make your live predictions then?
No, I think we're gonna do our predictions like in separate videos again. So I don't know. We'll see. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Iron Man 2 were the worst. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is not a bad movie. I don't agree with you. Suck it, Gump.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is
I had a good time.
It's not the worst one. I mean,
Nerd Crew said don't get used to it. Haha, joke's on you. I've been used to it. I wear this to bed, in the shower. I wear it everywhere when I poop.
I've been the champ my whole life.
Do you think I just bought this just for this? This is my belt. I'm the champion. All right, I'm going on a tangent. At least we haven't talked about the Flash this whole time.
The what?
But I said at least we haven't talked about the Flash this whole time. So I'm going to go off on a little tangent because he's talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I just want to see, Gump, I'm going to spit this at you. Let me know what you think about it. So when it like became time for like us to start setting up Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it was after Age of Ultron, but I don't think I'd seen like Civil War or anything like that yet. So we knew that Hulk was going into space, right? But we didn't, like, this was before we got news that Thor Ragnarok was going to, or it was going to have Planet Hulk in it and shit. What I wanted an end credits or post credit scene with like the Hulk and the Quinjet, and then he like sees something in the distance, and then we just start hearing music. We don't know what it is, and then it's just like ooga chaka, ooga 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 chaka, and then it stops right there. And I wanted Planet Hulk to be in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 because I feel like Thor's gallery of characters, like the Warriors 3 and Hela and like all that stuff and Heimdall, I think all of that cool stuff, I think that's basically its own story. Like, you could have done Valkyrie still and stuff like that. I just feel like you didn't need Planet Hulk in this movie. It was definitely cool. I'm glad I got to see it, but I much preferred in a lesser known property like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean, yeah, that'd be cool to see that, but I like the way they did it here. Just like a little nod to it. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want it anymore. That's what Nerd Crew said. Gump said he would have loved that. What'd you do? You turn off the video.
I did?
Yeah.
No, it's on.
I can't see your face. I guess it's a good thing. Well, this is a good time as any to end the podcast. So, Thor The Dark World, I think it is my least favorite MCU movie. Just because...
Out of all of them?
Yeah, because I literally paid a ticket during this movie. I was so bored, I was looking at my phone, I was like, oh wait, I gotta pay that. And so I paid off my ticket. I don't think I was gonna do that if I was watching Infinity War or anything like that.
Wait, while you're rewatching this movie?
Yeah, when I was yesterday, I was like, hey, I still have to pay off that ticket for parking at school. I got charged like $20. I was like, what? You guys are
I needed an intermission with this movie. I paused it.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk
See?
around, go to the restroom. But yeah, I felt that too. Like halfway through, I was like, all right, well, that was enough of that.
For sure. All right, well, we don't do ratings here, so it's just kind of poopy, but it was still a fun time.
I rated 6 out of 10.
I just said we don't do ratings, you son of a bitch. All right, well, that's going to be it for us here at the New World Nation. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We very much appreciate it. Sorry for being late. Well, you know, if you've been here long enough, you know it's going to be late, so get used to it. Thank you, Justin, for joining me. Short notice.
Yes, sir.
Nothing? All right, cool. Make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Twitter at New World Nerds. And as always, keep nerding out there, true believers. Now let's see if I can figure out how to turn this bad boy off.
Another New World tutorial.
Another New World tutorial.